gamers? I'm back, and we're gonna start off with there was an event organized by Cal this past weekend. It was very, in my opinion, did very well. I think it was really good. The production was good. So shout out to Cal. And this was one of the matches, and people were asking me about it. And I also saw this while it was happening, or didn't watch the match, but right after I saw the discussion about this. Can someone in Twitch just give me a TLDR? What was the reason of remake? Just to make sure I get it right. So I don't down goof and say something wrong. I think I actually tuned into this because I was tuning into the stream like on and off. And I tuned into the stream when this game ended. Because I remember hearing the discussion about it. Okay, so Kilardi's siege hotkeys were messed up. And then he asked for a remake because... What hotkey specifically? Like building siege or what? Like a siege workshop hotkeys? Okay, we got Cow here. Okay, Cow, go ahead. Okay, so see guys, you were wrong. People said that he asked for a remake. He didn't ask for a remake. His tab key didn't work properly. He was jumping to villagers so he could tab between unit selection. Okay. Well, let's see. Listen, guys, first of all, okay, I need to make something very clear. I need something to be made very clear. I'm not here to discuss if admin or caster or player was wrong. I don't care. Okay? I got asked to check who the game was favored to. And that's what I'm here to see. Thank you very much. So I'm going to watch the game and I'm going to say, yeah, I think this guy was in a good position or this guy was in a good position at the time of the game finishing. I don't want to get into the details of what key didn't work. I was just curious, right? But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What's done is done. I just want to see where the game was at. So don't bald it like organizers or players or whatever. Because Twitch chat told me that Kiladi asked for remake, but that's not true. So, just chill. Stop molding in the chat. Thank you. That's for your core. Yeah, I mean, if anything, mold at a relic for not having a pause button. Kick W. I still don't understand how we don't have a pause button in 2024. That's crazy. Alright, let's speed this up and see what happens. And at the end of the day, by the way, I'll tell you one thing. If Kilardi GG'd, right, which he did GG, and he probably said, yeah, my tab didn't work. I don't think they were like, yo, remake right now. I'm assuming Baltoon probably said you want a remake or, whatever. And even if the organizer said you need to remake, Baltoon could just say, no, I'm not. I don't care. And that's fine. They can't force anyone to remake. Okay, so if it was remade, I'm assuming Baltoon agreed to it and was fine with it. So don't be like molding for other people. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say to that. If I won a game and my opponent was like, oh, my stuff didn't work, but we played for 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, but that's your problem. Like, you can fix it, right? Because this is the thing, and this is a very tricky thing when you're playing competitive AoE4. I have had remakes in the past, and it can be very, not only tilting, but it can swing the series one way or the other, right? So for example, let's say I am one of these players and I win this game and my opponent was like, oh, I don't know, something happened. Let's say we do remake. I say, yeah, let's remake. Where I clearly won the game, right? And we remake and I find 2 sheep. What then? How's that fair? And I just lose because I found 2 sheep and he found 18. How's that fair? It's not. So that's why if I, as a player, don't think that something didn't have impact on the opponent losing, I'm not going to remake. Like, I'm just not. Like, if his PC crashed or something, sure, that's different. But if something happened with his whatever, right, that's not my problem. Right? Because, yeah, you can remake, but it also depends on, like, at what point in the game we're in, right? If it's like a 1 hour game or if it's like a 5 minute game, right? Or if it's like a minute game. If it's a minute game and someone's like, yo, my shit doesn't work, I'm like, okay, remake, right? There's no, you don't need to think about it. You don't even need to ask admins probably, right? But it's all like time and place, and I don't know what was going through their head, right? So there's a lot of things going into it is what I'm kind of trying to get at. So, like I said, I don't know what the thought process is. I don't know what happened. I am here to give my perspective as a video game player, and that's about it. So potato. Because like, let's say his hotkey was messed up, right? He said his hotkey was messed up. I don't know at what point it was messed up, right? So it's like, it's hard to say if it impacted the game or not from my spectator point of view. So 2 Town Center versus 2 Town Center, China versus Beastyqt. We'll check the relics, we'll check everything. Very aggro walls, by the way. These are very deep walls. The other types in chat, his hotkeys are messed up at 21:15. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There's raids everywhere.
Bounty bomb.
He's just staring there. I mean, again, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know what happened with his hotkeys. Okay, so let's look at the game. Let's pause the game. Let's say this is where his hotkeys messed up. The raid happened before the hotkeys got messed up, right? 12 workers, so it's 126 versus 94. Eco upgrades. I mean, one upgrade better for Kiladi, but nothing big. Boiling oil. Military upgrades a bit better for Baltoon, but there are 4 relics, 3 sacred sites, which is a lot of gold. A lot of gold. Oh, this is his keep. The keep is very very exposed. Without going into details, what happened with hotkeys? Because honestly, I don't know, and I'm not gonna sit around speculating because I don't fucking know. Right? I'm just looking at the game. I don't think anyone's favorite here. That's my honest opinion. Baltoon cannot kill him. This army cannot kill this army. Like, 45 crossbows can kill this alone. Like, without even looking at the other one. If you had, like, 3 Nest of Bees, and this is his army, and he's pushing through the middle, I would say, yeah, I mean, less workers, similar army count, but 3 Nest of Bees if you had no Springle and stuff like that. This keep is doing nothing except preventing sacred sites, which is okay. There's a keep here. He does have some farming. I'm pretty sure he has almost the same amount of farms as Baltoon. The villagers are just idle from the raid. Which is like, one raid doesn't mean a win one way or the other, right? And he has actually more siege than Baltoon does. Again, I'm not entering on or gonna go in why the game was remade or should have been remade. I'm just saying that Baltoon cannot kill Kilardi now. And if you look from this position and you ask me which position you would like to be in, or like, do you think you could have won from either side? Yeah, I could have probably won from the other side, right? And I could have probably lost from either side. But with these armies, with this setup, if he cleans this up, Abbasid with 4 relics and having a complete counter for the enemy comp, and he can age up in a second, by the way. He can purchase the age up. Whereas Baltoon's age up is nowhere close, even though he has, right, all the farming set up. So, yeah, there's 30 less workers, but again, 4 relics, 3 sacred sites, which is 320. Like, that's a lot of gold. Passive. A lot of villagers. So it's not 30 worker difference, it's a lot less. Like, this game wouldn't end in the next 10 minutes, at least. There's no way. There's simply no way. And if he ages up, then he has Imperial on China, which Baltune could have probably went to Imperial Summon quickly, which also is kind of my point. Kiladi's base is exposed because he walled off pretty far forward, so like Palace Guards can run around and all that. But I do not think he was dead by any means. Like, he has 3k wood. Like, he can make fucking 5 mangonels and push. He can make trebs, he can make rams. He can do a lot of stuff. Like, his resources are massive. He has like 8,000 resources versus 3k, 4k, 3.5k. So, like, he has a little bit less supply, sure, but he can produce. He has a lot of production as well. I'm not saying like Kiladi is like lying or something, but if something was wrong and if Baltune was fine with the remake, I don't see an issue why this game shouldn't be a remake, because I don't think it was over either way. So I think either player could have gone on to win from there. In fact, I would actually even argue that Kiladi has a higher chance of winning in the next 10 minutes. And Baltune would have to delay the game further because he has less siege and he has no resource to make more siege. So Kiladi could have probably delayed that game further and had the chance to win earlier. But obviously his food income is in the slump a little bit. But that's just idle time. So that's kind of how I feel about that. I don't know, when I saw this, people were like, oh, it was obvious win for this or that person. I'm like, if it was that obvious, it'd probably happen, right? But I don't know. We don't do a lot of it. Maybe I should do more of these reviews in the future where I review remade games and give my opinion on them and stuff like that. Maybe that's something we'll do. Judge Cutie striking again, but a different type of Judge Cutie. Either way, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. As always, let me know your expert opinion. I would love to know, but I think, besides all the reasons why it was remade, I think the players were pretty even overall. So, thumbs up. Let's go play some games.